The topics we discuss are many, no story too bold to talk about. Strictly our own opinions, but they are opinions from people like you. Welcome to the Naked Podcast.
DM Tech Guy, what you got going on over there?
So, I was at work, and I get a notification on my phone telling me that Dungeons & Dragons is going to introduce microtransactions. Super, vague,
Roll for bullshit.
Please, dude, roll for charisma.
I just
So,
my phone.
Nat 20.
that's a nat 1. Super vague title for the story. So I decided to read into it. And, turns out that at conventions, they have what you can call pay to role play. You pay a specific group in the area that supports Dungeons and Dragons or what have you, or whoever set up the table, so you can actually participate in these convention level one-shots for Dungeons and Dragons. You bring your own creature, they tell you what level you're starting at, and character, and you go from there with a whole random set of people. Well, what they're planning on introducing is you to be able to pay extra money so you can actually have special bonuses, like a unique weapon that they've created for the convention. You can have a creature have blindness, a prone, what have you, and you have to pay for that instead of just prepping your spells like a regular fucking player. We don't need more fucking microtransactions. As it is, people are really releasing unfinished games and releasing other shit to make it better after the fact.
This sounds like being a nerd with extra steps.
Exactly.
For real.
Now, on some of it, I could understand legendary weapons or armor or something that, you would typically buy in the game. I don't see why it would be bad to buy it in person, more or less. At the same time,
I feel like it cheapens the game a lot.
if somebody's going to put in the work behind that to create it,
Like you're paying for the creativity.
yeah.
I'm reading this one post. It's saying I rolled to attack. I rolled a nat 20 to attack. I'm going to get a critical hit. And the DM's like, oh, do you have the critical hit DLC? The guy's like, no. Then I'm afraid it can't be a critical hit unless you buy the critical part DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
Literally, I'm only okay with you saying, yeah, well, you want an extra weapon that's legendary? $5.
Well, see, that's what I
That's
mean.
ridiculous.
It can start there, but then people can just
Yeah.
charge whatever they want. D&D has been growing a lot lately,
Recently.
for what I've seen.
Yeah.
Everything else, it's going to be capitalized.
Somebody has to monetize it some way.
And
But-
people all of a sudden are going to be started getting paid to be DMs, and you got paid to be in these groups now. And I don't know. I love playing D&D because of the bond you have with these people, man.
Yeah, but I think that would actually just kind of start a pro series. So you think of bowling leagues. People pay to be in a bowling league. So I guess people would
Yeah,
pay
I-
to be in a D&D
Like a chess
league.
club?
Yeah, if it was like a D&D league where they had set DMs and you can start a character and then go through those DMs in a season, kind of less, something like that would be pretty cool.
Okay, now I'm starting to think that'd be very interesting. What if there was a game between DMs and who can create the hardest story? Whoever's the last team to be alive is a winner or something like that. These DMs are
Mage
trying to kill their
madness.
characters,
50
and you
years
hear.
later.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, but I think that'd be cool actually. Yeah,
That's
each DM
copyrighted.
you're trying to research their creativity and what kind of worlds they can build and what kind of things they can give their characters.
Take a skilled DM to handle people they don't really know. So you would have to have some kind of skill in the game.
And you have to be a really great storyteller. Because you have to
Yeah.
communicate to people you don't communicate with at all on a day-to-day basis.
But again, that's just changing the whole game.
But something like that, I would go sit and watch.
Totally.
You'd
I
watch
would
or
follow
listen
that
to
like the Olympics.
I mean, I do that anyway. Critical Role. Y'all ever listen to them?
Matt Mercer. That's
No.
exactly the person I was about to mention. Just sit around, watch Matt Mercer direct massive fucking players
Who's
to do
Matt
whatever
Mercer?
they want to do.
One of the
He's
best
one,
DMs.
Yeah, one of the best voice actors, one of the top voice actors.
So,
Yeah.
Dimension 20 Critical Role, NADPOD, I mean, they're all at some point played together or stemmed from the same.
Yeah.
Group. Okay.
He's a really famous voice actor guy for internet.
I've seen
And-
a tweet of his. He was saying that someone didn't like to or I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, and he posted some dumb picture.
Oh,
And then a whole bunch of other people started responding, like Joe Maganello. He said, well, I do. And he posted another picture of him, like, super ripped. Like,
Yeah, some like noob or dweeb. Just
it's getting
sitting there
celebrity
like this.
endorsements. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. And then it pushes people to be more creative and not to be, like, a desirable
and
thing.
I think that's one of the things that society's been lacking is a creativity outlet. Because, like, think about it, movies, TV, it's all been corporatized. You have no control over it. Think about all the people that made, like, Star Wars fan art at one point, or all the Star Wars YouTube pages. Like, they're almost all gone now. And so some people need to be creative in some way, and what better than creating your own fantasy adventure?
And especially because you never know what the ending's going to be. Has said before, Lord of the Rings is just, a big D&D campaign.
Yeah, I've seen it that way.
Oh,
I totally see it that way.
The more I hear about the Amazon Lord of the Rings series and how they're diving into the Second Age of Man, I just want to sit around and listen to the lore all day long now.
Oh, dude, same here. That's all I want to do one of these days.
Did you see the stipulations that they had that with the
Yeah, that's what I was telling her earlier.
What are the stipulations? I haven't.
like they can't change anything that's already written.
That's right.
Yes.
Good.
There was a
Thank
video that I saw
gosh.
today that Nerdotic put out, and they were talking in that, like, joking conversation, but they're talking about female Gandalf. They made it to where that can never happen. Gandalf is already set how he is. There's no changing it.
Is Gandalf alive in the Second Age?
No.
Oh.
Technically, what were they
Wait,
saying?
I know, I
So
think he
technically he comes in at the beginning of the Third Age, but he's in the Second Age as a different being.
Oh.
Like, he's resurrected into the Third Age as the Grey Wizard.
Maybe he's Gandalf the Brown?
No,
Are
he's
they
not
going? Are they
Gandalf.
going Doctor Who with it now? Or just
No,
a
like,
reincarnation?
it's an
No.
established lore thing. You'd
Yeah.
have to look it up. I'm not exactly sure on it.
So
it's very.
he-
That's one of those extensive lores, and it's all fiction.
Yeah,
Their color has to do with, like, their level of wizard in a way.
yeah.
yeah. Like, there's two blues, one brown, gray, and then white.
Mm-hmm.
When the five wizards descend from the heavens.
He's an Islar wizard sent by the West in the Third Age to combat threats of Sauron. He's actually a part of a specific group, not the Fellowship of the Ring. He's part of a specific group of, like, powerful beings. As soon as I find it, I will tell you. But he's got multiple freaking names.
What was
Yeah.
funny though, or not funny, what was really cool is that when I recently watched all the Lord of the Rings again, and we've been playing D&D for a little bit now, so you start getting to, like, the lore of the backstory of these kind of fantasy worlds. That fight scene you had with the Balrog, and, like, that line, like, I'm the servant of the sacred fire, and, like, I'm gonna research that, and it just, like, learned, okay, that's why he was able to, like, kind of defend himself against that thing. Like, he's more of, like, the pure energy of the world, while that Balrog is, like, a more corrupted version. I never knew that.
So how much XP did Gandalf get for that going solo?
More than likely 1,000 at least.
Enough to become Gandalf the White.
At least enough to level up to 21.
Out of everything, it's really exciting me to see them come back on Amazon.
Amazon will do it right.
I think Jeff Bezos is a big enough geek that he'll make sure it's done right.
I fell in love with Amazon when they saved the Expanse series.
Yeah.
Like a month after they canceled, Sci-Fi canceled it after the third season.
Like, Jeff Bezos was sitting at home in his underwear. What? And he heard that news. He got on the phone. Somebody buy the Expanse.
And he could do that too. Like, easy.
There was a convention. People from the Expanse, these fans, they'd been doing all these things to get his attention, to get other, like, corporations' attention, just to pick up the show. And he's at a convention. I think that they're doing the Expanse something like. And Jeff Bezos, actually, I heard that the group of the Expanse, that this is a good time to say we're gonna pick it up. This was, like, within a month after, like, the show was canceled, and everyone was just like, it worked. Season 4 is coming out in a few months, and I'm excited.
I'm excited that Amazon's taking up the role of just picking up, like, the trash of shows. Because you love trash TV.
Where's Firefly? Well, it's not trash. I caught that in the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
But-
where's Firefly?
So I don't think that J.J. Abrams wants to continue Firefly. Or not J.J.
Yeah,
Abrams.
no, they're pretty,
What's his
like...
face? Other nerd. Whedon.
Took him
I
back.
think he's pretty done with sci-fi movies. That's why he
Yeah.
moved off from Avengers.
I agree.
That makes sense.
Well, they're at least supposed to come out with Dr. Horrible sing along blog 2.
No, that's
Anybody?
just a Neil
Anybody?
Patrick Harris money grab, but I'll watch it.
Well, so is Picard.
Somebody has opinions.
No,
Oh.
and I want to see Picard, but I'm not going to pay to have, or whoever it is.
It's on Amazon. It's gonna be on Amazon, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's going to
not.
be on whoever aired Star Trek, who has the airing rights on TV.
Let me find out.
But it's going to be on their new streaming service.
Everyone's getting a streaming service. That's where it's going
So
now.
annoying.
So it's to draw in viewers to their streaming service.
Well, I mean, how many of us have TV and actually watch cable television?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not
None of us. There used to be a better statistic, and now like none of us watch it.
CBS.
It was like kind of like a requirement, like to watch things.
I hope that
Yeah.
I hope Sling stays around, but picks up better. Like Sling needs to make a deal with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and carry their originals, or also with regular TV. That'd be cool.
I'm thinking there should
That'd
just
be
be.
neat.
That'd be neat. Keelan. Yes, you're right. That would be neat.
Like, oh
No.
my god, that'd be so neat.
She gave me a sad face, and I realized I interrupted her. I'm like, you're right. You're right.
Patriarchy in the works right now.
Such a man.
We will make you play Miss Monopoly again.
I'm not supposed to get the extra money.
Fuck that game.
All right, everyone. Y'all have a good night. Remember, if you want to send us a topic to talk about, just email us at OfficialMillennial.Info@gmail.com.
Thank you for listening into the Naked Podcast.
As always, you can catch us on our social medias. You can catch me on Twitter at no_this is NJ. Thanks for listening.